Well, hi everyone. This is David. I promised myself that if I would do this weekly, I wouldn't go over 10 minutes. So there's the timer right now. So hi everyone. How are you all doing? Hello, friends, family, loved ones. Um, I made it successfully to Granada. Things actually went well. My first flight was like 3 hours delayed. I really didn't think I'd get on the flight after that, but sure enough, I did. And you know, against all expectation, I ended up on a luxury bus from Madrid to Granada, which included movies, bus attendant, as well as tons of food. A couple of caramels, which I still have floating around here somewhere. Today's actually been pretty productive too. I've kind of started looking around for places to stay, which has been good. I'm staying with this lady for 22 euros a night, which is about like maybe, I don't know, $33 or something like that. Don't check my conversions. Um, so it's a good situation. I've got like 3 more nights here after last night. So hopefully, before my time's up here, I'll have moved into an apartment with some like really awesome Spanish roommates, close to a church, close to a gym, close to a nice library where I can bury myself into Spanish grammar for the next few months. Um, yeah, so things are going pretty well otherwise. I can't remember if I mentioned this since it's been a long day. My quota, I talked to my dad about this, and he suggested I study Spanish grammar for 6 hours a day. And between wandering around, getting lost, and sending like, I don't know, goodness knows how many different um, statements of interest to places that I was thinking about renting, I actually did get 3 hours done. And the night's still young. I think I've got like another 2 hours before I go to sleep, which isn't great, but I was planning on like getting up really early tomorrow to make sure my head's straight. Tomorrow I've got like the placement exam that'll see what level I'm going to be placed in for the next few months. So hopefully it'll go well. The other thing that I do want to get into is beyond whatever roommates I'll hopefully end up with, which I'm fairly sure wherever it'll be Spanish roommates, which will be really really good for me. Um, is also to try and look into like maybe meeting with a tutor once or twice. Apparently the professors here though do have a couple of like hours free in the afternoon where they'll tutor stuff. So I've got a book of exercises. I read through the first 4 lessons, only 36 to go. It's okay. I've got 3 months. Um, and it was good stuff, like a lot of stuff that I felt like I had a suspicion of, and it was nice to see there. And also admittedly some things that I just had no idea about. So my time here is not in vain by any means. So anyway, at some point I'm probably going to go back and do some exercises. I think what I'll do tonight is going back over the first 4 lessons that I read and just kind of trying to boil it down into little notes that I can check over on a daily basis. Of course, none of this is probably terribly interesting. Um, the city itself here is just gorgeous. Like it's as quaint in Spanish as you could possibly imagine or possibly dream. I think I'll have a very very good time here. Um, I live just like I guess a stone's from the Alhambra, which is this big Arabic Moorish Arabic palace that was supposed to be kind of like one of the well, I don't know. I'm sure at least it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but it's supposed to be one of the better things to see like in this half of Spain. So at some point I'll see that. Hopefully I'll see that a couple of times while I'm here. A couple of quaint churches and stuff. I tried to get into one today, but it was locked. I guess churches are locked on Tuesdays now. Um, let's see what else. I Yeah, just kind of did walking. Like things are going well here. Things are going really well. I'm actually not having issues with jet lag. Like I read somewhere, ages ago that if you go 16 hours without food, it resets your circadian rhythm, and lo and behold, that actually seems to have worked pretty well. Um, what else? Sorry, I probably should have taken notes. I think next time I'll jot down notes or something like that, so I'm not hemming and hawing quite so much. Um, Yeah, it's cold here. It's not like cold temperature wise, but it's that sort of wet cold that just sort of like permeates and like, you're sitting quietly in your room or out in a park doing something and suddenly you're like, realize you're shivering. So, there's that. There's that. I'm kind of hoping that like, the place that I end up after this might be a tad bit warmer. Like, the person I'm with right now does keep, the temperatures a bit cold, which hasn't been a problem. I've got blankets that I can wrap myself up into, and I'm actually at a pretty good temperature right now. I think it's just during the day when she's out of the house that things get a bit warmer. And I'm probably talking fast because I'm very conscious that there's a camera staring me in the face, so forgive that. Um, I don't know. I guess, you know, if you guys have any questions, you can always write me or contact me or get at me in some way. Yeah, it's been a good day. I think after the 3 hours, I'm a little wiped out. Also, I had lunch a bit later than I should have. I ended up going to like this Turkish kebab place, which was really cool, and got to at least tell the person behind the counter that I actually studied Turkish at one point in my life. Although the only thing I could come up with to tell him at that point was ask him how he was, and of course I think I would have understood what he said, but it wouldn't have been things beyond that. So. It's just as well. I think once I get good with Spanish, I'll try and go back to Turkish and recover whatever I've lost with that. For dinner, I think like for an additional 2 or 3 euros, I forgot what the price was. The senora here will prepared me something, which was good. It was a nice little salad with some soy sauce and just like lettuce and cabbage. Very tasty with some apples mixed in, and also pasta with this strong cheese. Like I want to say it was something akin to Swiss. Maybe it was Swiss cheese. I'm not sure, but Swiss cheese on like the Swedish squash. So very healthy, very good. We also talked a bit about George Orwell. She's apparently quite into literature, and I didn't ask her much about it, but she said that she was an actor at some point in her life. So that's that. I'm hoping to in the coming days to start meeting with conversation partners and seeing who's around and stuff. Like I said, I mean, I last time I was in Spain, I don't know if I told all of you this, but I got it up to a point where I was meeting with someone different every day, and it was good, but it was tiring and stuff. And I think too that as valuable as talking is, I'll probably benefit the most just by throwing myself, headfirst into grammar and also working a bit more on the writing, which is, kind of tough to do in a really conversatory type context. So half of the people that want to talk to me are named Maria, so that's apparently a very, very common name here. Still trying to find a church. I mentioned this too, but half the churches that I came across were Catholic, and the other half were Assembly of God. So I kind of feel like I'm caught between two extremes. I did find a Baptist church though, so maybe I'll give that a shot. And I haven't entirely ruled out the Assembly of God churches either. We'll see, we'll see. And one can dip one's toes in and see how one feels, I guess. Um, I don't know. It's very quaint, very hilly here. I actually ran to the school just to see how things were going and also to ask for the housing. Since I had applied for housing, they never got back to me. And it's actually a good thing because from the look of it, they would have charged me twice as much for, housing that I'm pretty sure I could find just as easily here. So, I'm even fine without being, around other Americans or other English speakers the whole time or so, I think ultimately it's a good thing that they didn't get it to me. I would have ended up paying substantially more. Anyway, also found out that I've got a test tomorrow at 9 o'clock, the placement test. I mentioned that already. But I was saying that on my way there, it was like really, really hilly. Like this is a very, very hilly town. Like I was thinking, my ideal daily routine is getting up like really early and, going for a run, coming back, having some tea, doing some studying and stuff until class starts, doing class, coming back, I don't know, maybe reading for a bit or relaxing for like half an hour or something like that, and then doing a bit more studying. So, again, trying to get the 6 hour quota in, as well as like keep going to the gym and stuff. And, since I really do like that, and also like find a nice church that I can be kind of sort of involved in. Like, it'd be nice to go to a Sunday service, but also, do those smaller things that they do, like a Bible study or something like that, where you can kind of connect more with the people and like, connect with, share more with them on a spiritual level. So that'd be something that you can all pay for if you don't mind. I'd appreciate it. Just help and guidance in finding a good church. So and in all of this circuitous conversation, I've somehow managed to get up to 9.5 minutes, which was good. I remember looking at the clock 5 minutes ago and thinking that I didn't have enough to say. So I think I ended up repeating myself a lot. But again, things will get better at time. Be a loyal audience and things will pay off. So goodbye. I'm praying for you all. I miss you all and I love you all. And stay in touch. So bye.